Hi guys, my name's Lewis Baker. I'm founder and director of Phoenix Lifestyle Innovations. We're a not-for-profit organisation which uses exercise, physical exercise, as a way of improving mental health. We work with people who've got depression, anxiety. We use our methods for people as a method of relapse prevention for those that are in recovery of substance abuse. We are currently rolling out our services to a local company called the Oasis Partnership, which is a drugs and addiction kind of rehab place. They've partnered up with One Recovery Bucks, which are part of Inclusion UK, which is an NHS trust thing. It's positive. It's a really beneficial thing that we're doing. It's fueled by my desire to make a difference and to change people's lives. My story is that I'm a recovering alcoholic. I was given 2 months to live. I was drinking so badly. My liver function tests were the highest that my doctor's ever seen in his 35 years of his practice. And I didn't care. I was cutting myself. I didn't care that I was dying. And it didn't matter. It was just words, you know. I was cutting myself regularly. I was in a right old pickle financially. I split up with my partner. I was living in my van, and it was a mess. My life was a mess. My brother tried to get me sectioned, and I had an appointment with the crisis team, but they wouldn't do anything because I was still clearly an alcoholic. So they said that they wouldn't touch me until I stopped drinking, which is how I discovered Oasis. They were brilliant. They offered me a key worker. They put support groups on. They gave me a counsellor. They gave me acupuncture, meditations, the lot, and eventually they gave me a detox, which was in November 2010, which was my last drink, which is amazing. In the blur of that whole period, I applied for the London Marathon and got in, which I don't know if anyone's applied for the London Marathon, they know that it's really tricky to get into, and to be accepted on the first time is quite rare. But I did, and I started running for that. I started training for that, and that and Oasis saved my life. Happy to admit it. There's no two ways about it. I wouldn't be here giving this rather basic chat to you had it not been for that. I started, as I said, the detox, and you just get used to feeling shit. You get used to feeling horrible. Just before I started the detox, I was drinking heavily, really heavily. I was waking up at 4 in the morning, shaking and being sick. I'd drink whatever I could find, which was 9 times out of 10 there was like a half full can of warm flat beer, which I'd drink, and then I'd get the rest of the beers that I'd stashed away and carry on drinking just to feel normal. I guess 6 beers every morning, 4 stayed in. I was sick, and just needed that beer just to stop shaking and feeling rubbish. Then I'd have a bottle of wine, and maybe a couple of ciders, and this was all before 9 o'clock in the morning, and this was every morning. From then I'd find your local haunts. I mean, hopefully none of you are, but all those addicts out there knows just how exhausting addiction is. Everything's planned around it. So I found my haunts. I found my spots that were, news agents that don't mind selling booze at 10 in the morning, or pubs that open early for breakfast. I had my own little system, and I'd consistently drink booze throughout the day. I was out of work, so I was borrowing money, I was stealing money, I was cashing checks, I was in a right old pickle, and that was it. That was my life. It was awful, awful. And I started running after my detox, and the difference between feeling sober and feeling shit all the time is just, it's immeasurable. And you get used, that feeling is just amazing. But then over time, like your first day sober is a massive deal. Then the first week, incredible. Then the first month. But over time, you kind of, as you got used to feeling shit, you kind of, the norm was feeling sober. So it kind of all, and I don't mean it to sound blasé, because I mean it was a massive deal, but it all started feeling a bit same old, which is where the running kind of took over. And the body caught up, so I got better self-esteem, I got better self-confidence because my appearance was changing. The milestones in the running were a lot better, like the first month, the first mile, and you kind of get spurred on, and it kind of made, it was the new thing, it was the new addiction, for want of a better word. So I did the marathon, completed that in April, and things were good. And I started thinking how this running had kind of, I'm not going to say easy because it wasn't easy, it was the toughest thing I've ever done, and it still is. I mean, it's still ridiculously hard to stay sober, but how much it kind of shaped my recovery and got me through it. And I started researching the benefits of exercise, and soon became aware that the benefits on mental health were well documented and were out there, and were undeniably strong between a healthy body and a healthy mind, which kind of now we take for granted, and it's now widely regarded as true, which is good. But I was more interested in researching the effects on exercise for those in recovery, and there wasn't that much information out there. There was a few papers, I believe one was a Swiss paper, but again, I kind of linked the two together, like the mental health and addictions. I believe the two go hand in hand. I think they're the same different sides of the same coin, in as much it's like it's a bit of a chicken and egg. Did I drink because I was depressed, or was I depressed because I drank? I don't know. But I spoke to addiction specialists all around the world. I had, via LinkedIn, I spoke with like professors face to face. There was a guy, Dr. Robert Lefevre, who was a pioneer in addiction treatment, and I had a meeting with him, and we soon became aware that there was a strong link between exercise and recovery. So I kind of trained to become a personal trainer, and with the view that I could help people in the same situation that I was in. The next 3 or 4 years were spent kind of doing that as a personal training thing, trying to get experience with dealing with people, trying to work out what exercises worked, what exercises weren't so good, and kind of laid the footings for where I am now, which is we started rolling out our services for the guys in Oasis, their service users. So when I was researching everything, I got put in touch with a charity called the Clare Foundation, which is local to High Wycombe, and they have a charity that kind of oversees charities, and there were others as well, like Community Impact Bucks, Heart of Bucks, all brilliant organisations. But they kind of helped me and gave me the skills and the training that I needed to kind of push my idea into a tangible thing, which is where we are at the minute, which is cool. So the Clare Foundation put me in touch with the CEO of Oasis, which I don't know if you remember was the rehab place that I went through. And I sat chatting to the CEO, a guy called Colin, and he was just incredible, and he was really eager to kind of bring us in. And he offered me a desk, and we kind of worked, not alongside, I kind of offer a bolt-on service to the brilliant work that they're both them and One Recovery Bucks do. And we started rolling out programs to them, to the guys that go through their service, and it's really well received. So I kind of want to bring you guys in at this kind of level, because ideally I want you to come with us when we grow, which is why I'm doing it in the back garden of a house and not in some flashy studio with all these graphics, or press this button to like or subscribe or whatever they do, I don't know. With the, I want you lot to grow with us. So the guys that I work with are just amazing. They've kind of taken to what I'm offering, and to see them fly and grow and have as much passion for what I'm doing is just awe-inspiring. They're saying that our sessions are the highlight of their week. All of them have stayed clean and sober. All of them, I did a little survey, and all of them have said that their mood's better, their mental health's better, their physical health's better, that they're most of them have carried the sessions on, kind of done some sort of training outside of what we do, which from a recovery point of view is amazing, which means they're not using, and they're changing the whole of their like ethos around. They're putting as much effort into themselves to get better as they were in themselves to use and drink and whatnot. So I know it's early days, but I'm so proud of what we're building, and I couldn't be proud of the guys. They're amazing. So that's a bit of a story about me, about what we're doing. Like I said, I want to bring you guys in now, so when we grow, you're coming with us. I also want this channel to kind of be like a resource thing. So I want to put meditations up from people. I want to put workouts up for people. I want nutrition advice, like people giving nutrition advice, this, that and the other. I'm hoping that a few of the guys will do like a vlog like this and step out their journey, so people within Phoenix can kind of dip in and out, and they've got like a one-stop resource thing, and you lot in YouTube land can kind of dip in, and anyone that's struggling hopefully can and get some benefit out of what we're doing, because the biggest thing that I've learned from this journey is that we're stronger together. I know the group is so powerful in the 12 steps and AA and NA and all them other brilliant organisations. I know from a kind of psychological point of view that you're more likely to adhere to things if you're part of a group, because it's human nature to want to fit in, and it's been hardwired into our survival that back in the olden days that you'd need your community and you'd fit in with that community, because being outcast means you're out on the world on your own and you'll die. So it's kind of hardwired into us to stay in the group, and I want you lot to be part of that. Financially, we are, as an organisation, I'm doing it at my own expense. I haven't got any money. I've got nothing. I'm living in a bedroom in my dad's house. I'm 44 years old, so I'm not one of these self-made superstars that you've probably seen millions of on YouTube. I'm just a regular guy, but I believe in it. I believe in helping people, and I believe in what we're doing. So I'm happy at the minute from the organisation to grow and to be a success, or more of a success. Obviously we're going to need money, so I'm going to need funding, I'm going to need grants, which I've been filling out. I'm going to need sponsorship, but I'm going to need awareness, which is another, if I'm honest, it's another reason why I want this YouTube channel, so people can kind of look and see what we're doing, and then see that we're an actual thing that makes a difference, and people will want to give us their money, hopefully. So that's it. I'm going to be dipping in and out, and you'll probably be seeing lots of my ugly mug. Like I said, I'm hoping that you'll be seeing other people as well. But yeah, it's an amazing thing that we're doing, and I'm buzzing. Far too many men are dying at their own hands because they can't talk to people, because of phrases like man up and things like man up. I mean, Guys, listen, we're men. Girls pick up phone and they spend hours nattering on the phone and it drives us mad. But they're talking and they're releasing all their stress and their shit. Us blokes don't. If I was to phone a bloke up and say, "Oh hi, how you doing? Just want to chat," he'd look at me and think I was mad. But I think that's half the problem. I do. I think us blokes have got to stop being so macho, because it's not macho to take things on and end up stringing yourself up the nearest tree. You know, everyone. We're everyone. We're someone's son. We're someone's dad. We're someone's brother. You know, we shouldn't be suffering alone. And I'm just determined to change as many people for the better as I can. That's my mission. I was given a second chance for whatever reason. I believe in spiritual things. I wouldn't necessarily describe me as religious, but I do believe there's more out there than we know, and I believe it's our purpose to look after each other. I believe in love, and I think it's the most powerful force in the world, and I think society is kind of lacking a little bit in that. I think if we can help each other out, then society will be a much better place. So that's it, guys. So hopefully we will be putting things up here. Please, if you're struggling, speak to someone. With whatever, with addictions, with depression, with anxiety, with whatever, anything that's making you stressed and doing your head in, just reach out. And you know, another thing I've learned as well, and this is going out to the guys, girls like vulnerable men. They like it when blokes show their emotions. So if you're feeling a bit shit and you don't want to, you know, act a bit wimpy or whatever you perceive it as, just chuck that thought out the window and just speak to your missus and just say, look, I'm not feeling a bit flat, and explain it. And if you haven't got a missus, or if you've got a boyfriend, or if you've whatever, just try and do things differently, and just speak to someone. Okay, it really does make a difference. Anyway, wow, that was a bit of a rant. So this is what we do. This is who we are, and thanks for your attention. Hopefully the next time you'll be seeing me, I'll be sat in my Ferrari like all these other YouTube sensations talking about Amazon sales and millions and hits and whatever. But until then, it's just me in my dad's garden talking from the heart. And I hope things work out well for all of us. And I hope you're well, and I hope you're happy. And I'm sending love. All right, guys. Thanks again. Cheers. Bye-bye.